delikado o medyo panic stage na, no? So we will be doing that. We'll be enhancing our national breeding program through public-private partnerships. Will there be any other questions? Yes, sir. Amazing, sir. Move forward ko bit para mag-zoom ko sa mga video. Hi, live. Oh, naman shout out. Hi, sir. Please let us know where you are connected.
Hi ma'am, good morning.
Good morning.
Dear fellow participants. Let me just, sorry, how does the, preface my answers to your initial questions. And before I give my question, I was supposed to attend a different meeting or a barangay-based conference. And then I was offered that it's all right to walk in here. And the topic was about environment. And so I am connected with the Mathematical Society of the Philippines Cebu chapter. I am Mr. BBEMP Mirasol Himang, 35 years old, and I'm a mathematician, currently doing my thesis in pure mathematics. But this is my first concern, the environment. As a matter of fact, ever since I was a high school student in the Biliana National School, I was already trying to figure out how to create renewable energy and safer gasoline fumes from the automobiles. And of course, with that advocacy, with that ingrained in my personality, I also was a deputized CCCI'S officer of our city.
Yes.
And what else? I'm a student leader. I'm, of course, that's a given, an intellectual, so might as well grace humbly the event with so many ideas about this as a researcher as well, somehow, time to time. And it's a good thing that Sir from Cebu Climate Change Forum has mentioned about his master's. So I also do consultancy for master's and doctorate studies with some level of expertise. In any case, with that, both my professional connection and as well as my private consultancy being said, I would still further entertaining other inquiry. Now, as to the question I would like to ask, can I proceed?
Yes, sir. You are a very busy person and a very achieved one. Oh, di ba sa background ni sir, grabe, na-amaze me nga. We really need the academic sector and researchers like you. Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Yeah, in line of that statement, of that very good statement, madam, is that we do not need only researchers and academicians. We have many intellectual persons that we need outputs for our environment. And so, thank you for that. I will go to my question, and again, I will preface it as if I'm a scientist already, because I could not do so. I could not make that claim, even though I wanted to. So I'm only a mathematician, but not yet a scientist. So if I were as if I am a scientist, I would base my question first to the research and even to the advocacy statements of our leading environmentalists and environmental managers. Some even a lawyer in UP Diliman, of course, Malcolm Hall. In the future, there will be no need for warfare, and even development of war techniques. As a nationalist, of course, we try to prepare our nation against enforcement problems and other things. But according to environmentalists and environmental leaders, there would be no need of that because the future of climate change will kill us all or will be our main enemy. Now, because of that, and you can do research to verify. There are those. So my question, madam, for all speakers and perhaps for all of us here, because my question then now, based on that urgency of that research-based urgency and need for us to address the environmental problem, climate change, in our own little way. My specific question, because in doing any research we need to focus on a specific question and answer it. How do we solve the environmental problem in our own way? For this is on the context of mining firms and I believe cement firms and as well as educators even. How do we market and entice, market of course, our communities, students, neighbors, to really go into environmental solutions program. For example, and I hope EMB or the Environmental Management Bureau will take note of this. There's such a failure in terms of Republic Act 9003, Solid Waste Management Act. Very basic. There's no segregation. There's no implementation of whatever salination laws. Our lawyers made several laws, but it cannot be. So my question is, how can we create a program that's not only, of course, it's ideal, but not only sustainable, but also marketable to our community? For example, in a barangay, a typical barangay that is even still drug infested, how do we market? Meaning, we also make them gain out of this activity.
This activity is one way already of marketing the different programs of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, sir.
Yes, I would agree.
would like to believe that we don't only settle for programs. The law has been there. We just have to, as you said, entice the public. And you said, how can we do that? We start with our own selves. Regardless of which sector we belong to, it has to be inseminated into the system, integrated into the system, that each one of us has their own responsibility in terms of implementing properly environmental laws. 9003, I'm sorry, but I'd like to disagree, is not a total failure. It is a challenging, it's an uphill battle. That's why, again, I'll go back to each individual. Saving the earth starts with the me aspect. Before there was an us, there's the me. And it starts in our own homes. Segregation is challenging. Yes, it is very challenging. We're used to making tambak everything, di ba? We're used to that. We just need to start within ourselves. That's why I'm very happy you're on live. Shout out to my new friends. Now we are encouraging everyone. Hey, do your share. Before we pinpoint to the different sectors, hey, this is you, this is you, this is you, this is supposed to be you. But then again, me. Let's go back to the basic. Muna nga to, very, very enticing. Nung sila gani, ang karon ko ng panahon, muna yung pinakanindot na panahon na i-market na itong maayo ang environmental management. Because kids, the academic sector has that creativity nga skill, nga gift. Yesterday, we were at that end. We're working severely, working hard with the Department of Education, and we're very happy, Sectors, each sector, academic, manufacturing, into industries, tanan, NGOs, it needs everybody's help, And I'd like to say nga, this does not only speak about EMB, but kitang tanan nga na-adiri ka mo. Itong lipay kayo ni, salamat kayo, sir. Mani-appeal dyan lang yung walk-in. Welcome to kayo ng mga walk-in na to. And your input is very appreciated. Daghan kayong salamat. O kung bakit na may mathematician, researcher, scientist, ha? Salamat kayo.
Not yet a scientist, not yet a scientist, ma'am.
Not yet, yes. Pero we are aiming for that,
yes.
I believe.
Thank you for your answer, and I'd like to follow up because of that answer. Precisely when you say it starts with me, I'm keen to infer that you mean to say we go back to the individual's value formation, which would go back to the academic, the HEIs, the elementary schools. It's a value formation. It's educating our kababayan, our barangay, our communities. But do we, to be specific for EMB rather, do we have a program that really does that as part of your extension services?
Yeah, we definitely have different activities and different sectors yung ina-attack na to. Like for example, we have programs for the youth sector. We have intensive, massive river rehabilitation programs focusing on our different barangays within Metro Cebu. So daghan kayo, sir. Actually, daghan kayo. And maybe you would like to talk it over with me over lunch. Pwede kayo. And Arnie would like to say something also.
Yeah, could you say it very briefly, yung question ko ninyo?
Oh, yes, ma'am. The question actually, ma'am, specific as I can. Ano pong marketing program po ang masimulan natin at mapanatili natin ipalaganap sa ating mga komunidad upang ang ating pong pangkalikasang mga programa ay mabebenta natin sa ating mga
Yeah, that
sa
is
ating mga
actually that is a
kapitbahay.
Right.
Hindi na kasi what happens, ma'am, as a environmental officer, deputized, nakakalaban ko yung mga taong nagbabiolate sa sa segregation laws. Nagagalit sila sa akin as an environmental enforcer, as a proactive advocate. I would have to fight them with something. We have to go to litigation. That's what I want to avoid. So let's make it. What program we can make that it will be marketable, that they will also earn. That's what I'm looking for and asking for all of us, not just from AMB, of course.
Yes,
Salamat po.
actually that is a very, very good question. No? In fact, it's not a question. I feel it as a concern, a very sincere concern from your end, that you feel, no? You really feel what is happening on ground. Diba? Are we just talking here of laws? Are we just talking here of practices? Ano yung magagawa as individuals, no? So that's the reason why we are having this and having it with stakeholders. So that's one strategy, and that's one of a marketing tool that we are doing. But of course, we have to go beyond that, because I agree with you. You know, we have to influence the behavior of individuals. Ito yung talagang gusto natin gawin. Right? That we, all of us here, should be good influencers, no? In terms of yung mga behavior natin. Because when we talk of whether that's solid waste management, hazardous waste management, protection of air quality, water quality, it would entail really a need for a change in behavior. Diba? Tama yun. Now, minsan pag hindi natin mag-draw yung operation ng ibang tao kung walang cost. Okay? That's what you are driving at. That's the reason why we are mobilizing partners here. Katulad po ninyo, no? You have been designated to do something. Diba? To police. Napapagod ka na eh. Kaya nasa-sense ko eh. Pagod na si Sir eh. Sa ginagawa niyang pagbabantay, pag-enforce. And parang na namang nangyari.
Yes.
Pero may mangyayari. May mangyayari. That's the reason why, you know guys, I failed to, or I wasn't able to mention that early on. When the Secretary came in last year as an overseer of COVID-19 situation in Cebu, the first thing that he noted, and of course the mayors are aware of this, no? It is a filthy condition of the river, especially the Mahiga River. And one thing that he told us is, Lord, you have to ensure rehabilitation of this.